Hello everyone, welcome back to Dr. Shorop's classes. Let's jump straight into an excellent numerical challenge today. We are looking at the question from the Indian Statistical Service ISS 2026 statistics paper. So before we unlock the math, let's appreciate the baseline of this examination. The ISS is a highly competitive top tier civil service examination conducted by the UPSC, and it is designed to recruit the specialized officers who manage India's national statistical system, economic data modeling and the public policy analytics. And in their computational papers, they don't just ask for a final answer, they design the final calculation to test your absolute precision under the time constraints, and often asking for the scalar multiples of an area to completely eliminate the guessing. Okay, so let's read the question first, then we will discuss about this question. Okay, consider the following table. This is the table, and apply the Simpson's one-third rule with four equal subintervals to estimate the area bounded by the curve, and the x-axis form x equal to 0 to x equal to 1. If the area is A, then what is 2520A equal to? And there are four options, and we have to calculate the correct option for this question. So let's break this down systematically. We are dealing with the fractions, which means we must keep our calculations in exact fraction form until the very end to avoid the premature rounding mistakes. Okay. Now let's revisit the anatomy of the Simpson's one-third rule. When we estimate the area, A equal to integration A to B f of x dx across n equal subintervals, uh, where n must be an even number. Okay, our step size h is defined as h equal to b minus a by n. Okay, what is h? H is the step size. And the composite formula weights the boundary and the internal coordinates following a distinct geometric pattern. So A is approximately h by 3 into y0 plus yn plus 4 into y1 plus y2, y3 plus this continues to yn minus 1 plus 2 into what? Y2 plus Y4, and this continues to Yn minus 2. Okay. Now, why does this specific configuration appear? Let's highlight a hidden mathematical reality that makes the Simpson's rule stand out among the standard Newton-Cotes formulas. Okay. So Simpson's one-third rule is constructed by fitting a quadratic polynomial, that is a second degree parabola, through the sets of the 3 points. So naturally, you would expect it to integrate the polynomials of the degree 2 or less with absolute perfection. Okay, but here is the mathematical quiz basically. It integrates the cubic polynomials degree 3 with zero error as well. Why? Because when you calculate the error term using the Taylor series expansions, the third order error component cancels out completely due to the perfect symmetry across the midpoints. And the leading error term depends entirely on the fourth derivative. Error is basically minus of b minus a into h to the power 4 by 180 into f iteration 4. Okay, so this means that even if a function curve like a cubic wave, a humble collection of parabolas will compute its exact area effortlessly. Okay, So let's come to the question. What is the lower limit? A equal to 0 and upper limit B equal to 1. And what is the number of subintervals? N. This is 4, which is even, satisfying our rule constraint. Okay. And what is the interval step size? H. H will be 1 minus 0 by 4. So this is 1 by 4. So let's line up our ordinate tags cleanly. Y0, this is f of 0. This is 1. That is the extreme start. Okay. And then Y1, this is f of 1/4. So this is 4 by 5. This is odd mode. Now Y2, this is f of 1 by 2. This is 2 by 3. That is the even internal load. Y3, this is f of 3 by 4. This is 4 by 7. So this is odd node. Now Y4, this is f of 1. This is 1 by 2. So this is the extreme end. Okay. So let's plug this directly into the architectural layout of our formula. So A will be h by 3 into y0 plus y4 plus 4 into y1 plus y3 plus 2 into y2, right? So A will be 1 by 12 into 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 4 into 4 by 5 plus 4 by 7 plus 2 into 2 by 3, right? So let's calculate the value inside the bracket piece by piece. Let's treat each component inside the bracket with the exact arithmetic. Okay. So component 1, the extreme boundaries. Y0 plus y4. So this is 1 plus 1 by 2. This is 3 by 2. Okay. Now component 2. The odd nodes. So this is 4 into y1 plus y3. So this is 4 into 4 by 5 plus 4 by 7. So this is 4 into 28 plus 20 by 35. So this is 4 into 48 by 35. So this is 192 by 35. Okay. Now the component 3. These are the event internal loads. Okay. So 2 into y2, this is 2 into 2 by 3. So this is 4 by 3. So let's aggregate these three fractions to find the complete bracket sum. Okay. So what will be the bracket sum? 3 by 2 plus 192 by 35 plus this is 4 by 3. So what is the least common multiple LCM for our denominators? 2, 35 and 3. This will be 2 into 35 into 3. So this is 210. Okay. So let's convert each term. So 3 by 2 is equal to 210 are here 3 into 105. So this is 315 by 210. Okay. What can I write? 192 by 35. This is 192 into 6 by 210. So this is 1152 by 210. Okay. And what is 4 by 3? This is 4 into 70 by 210. So this is 280 by 210. So sum them up. So bracket sum will be 315 plus 1152 plus 280 by 210. So this is 7471. Yes, 1747 by 210. Okay. Now let's find our estimated area capital A by factoring h by 3 equal to 1 by 12. Okay. So A will be equal to 1 by 12 into 1747 by 210. So this is 1747 by this will be 2 so 0. Yes, 2520. Okay. And the question beautifully requests the value of 2520A. So let's scale it up. 2520A. This is 2520 into 1747 by 2520. So this will be what? 1747. Let's go to the options. Yes, option number C. So option number C is the right answer for this particular question. Okay. So look at how elegant that final step is. The examiners explicitly chose the multiplier 2520 because it represents the exact product of our step factor 12 and the fractional denominator baseline 210. So if you look closely at the data points, now they are sampled from the continuous function f of x. This is equal to 1 by 1 plus x. And if we integrated f of x equal to 1 by 1 plus x analytically from 0 to 1, the true value would be natural log 2. This is near about 0.693. Okay. And our Simpson estimate yields 1747 by 2520. So that is an astonishing accuracy of nearly 4 decimal places using only the subintervals. So when handling the problems like this under the time pressure, never convert your intermediate steps to decimals. Keep them as pure function. Look out for the problem scaling factor and let the denominators cancel themselves out cleanly. Okay. So I hope all these things are clear to you. See you in the next session, guys, with a new question, with a new logic. Till then, bye bye.